What is going on YouTube? Run Good Live coming at you with yet another video, and today we are doing a COMC Flip challenge update. We're now 2 months into the challenge. I started the year on January 1st with $1,000 in my COMC account and no cards for sale, and I said that I wanted to see how much I could accumulate just flipping cards on COMC. So as it stands right now, it is March 1st when I'm recording this video. I have $1,278 in store credit, $278 more than my starting capital, and I have a portfolio with a total asking price of over $6,000. Obviously, something crazy happened in February. We're going to talk about all of that in this video. We're going to talk about the card that I flipped for over $500 profit. We're going to talk about the cards that I flipped for over $100 profit because there were several. And then I'm going to talk about some of the cards that I have for sale currently in my portfolio, what I picked up. So no card opening in this video. Now, before we can begin, I want to go up to this bar at the top of COMC, which just went up at the start of the month. They're claiming that sales have increased 50% since December. Unfortunately, shipping has not kept up. 50 people have joined their shipping department, but in order to ensure their systems are streamlined and their team is properly trained, they have added a 2-week buffer. Now, for those who follow along with COMC, you know that it already is taking upwards of 3 and 4 months for your standard shipments to arrive. And this is just another kind of blow for trying to get cards off of COMC. It's one of the primary reasons why I'm not submitting cards or purchasing cards and having them shipped to me. Just because those elements of COMC are just so incredibly bad right now. And it's very unfortunate because this is my favorite site for buying and selling cards. But as it stands right now, the only thing that I can recommend that you do on COMC is flip like I am. The flips are insane. If you buy from COMC off eBay, you get your cards a little bit faster just because they have to ship them out in a certain time frame. But yeah, it's just disappointing to see this. And even then, there's a spelling error in here. So be a little bit better, COMC. So let's go ahead and get into this video. As you can see, just here on my latest sales, you can see some huge ROI flips. $54 on the Sexton that I bought, $143 of profit, total profit there of about $90. You can see a Ginobili almost made 3x my money. Let's go ahead, actually, I want to go ahead and get into the next screen, which is my seller stats for the month of February. Alright, so here's my monthly sales screen. This shows me how much in sales I've done each month. I've actually gone ahead, I've made it so you can't see 2020 because this video is only about 2021. So in January, I started off the challenge selling $2,040. That's not profit, that's just total sales. Last month, I almost doubled that up with $3,759. A huge ROI here because I only sold 95 cards. So let's go ahead, I'm going to click into February right now. And we're going to talk about some of these cards. I'm going to actually sort it by sale price. And then we'll go ahead and get right into it. And then we'll look at the numbers. We'll look at the sales history after I'm done talking about some of these. So my big sale this year, or my big sale for the month of February, was this crazy Juan Soto card. I flipped it in one day. I bought it for $350. I sold it for $900 to somebody on eBay. And I got $855 when it was all said and done. The card in question is a 2018 Pro Debut. Let's see if I can make that a little smaller. A 2018 Pro Debut Juan Soto, and this is a red, not even a refractor because this is a paper stock card, numbered 1 of 10. So I saw this card pop up in the recently added section for $350, and I immediately bought it. I didn't really even think twice on it. And then I checked comps on eBay. Because a card like this is so rare, they rarely show up. The closest comp I could find was an orange of this to 25, and it was a PSA 9, had sold for $330 back in November. Well, we know the market has gotten incredibly hot, especially for two particular players in baseball. One being Juan Soto, the other being Fernando Tatis Jr. These are two of the guys as we head into the season during spring training that are really going to be guys to watch. I think there's a lot of potential to be made on these two players before they even play a game in the 2021 regular season. Just on a meteoric rise, two of the youngest stars in the game. You know, Tatis with a huge contract, Soto already a World Series champion. So I saw this card. I knew it was incredibly unique. You know, Pro Debut is not a set that's particularly popular among collectors. However, a card like this, a 1 of 10, you just never see cards like this. It's so hard for one to come across. I knew it was underpriced at $350. I knew I could not lose money on that card at $350. So I shot my shot. I put it up for $900. It sold overnight, netting me over $500 profit on that card. So that was a big one. Another big one for me was this 88-89 Fleer Jordan. It's in poor condition. I look at the scan and I don't know where the poor condition, I don't know what the issue is, why COMC thought it was in poor condition. We see some edge wear, but we don't see anything too crazy on here, some staining on the back. This looks like at least a PSA 4, PSA 5, so I don't know why they're saying poor. I bought it for $10. Now, I don't know if this was a mistake that the previous owner made, but I flipped it, 2.4 to 2.5, next day overnight right on eBay for $200, $180 profit right there. The next one took about 3 days to sell, but it's an incredibly rare 9900 Skybox exceptional green. It's cool Grant Hill card, numbered to 500. Bought it for $24.99. I flipped it for $169.78 to somebody on COMC's website. You notice here a lot of eBay sales, and that actually worries me. That leads me to believe that sales on COMC's own website itself may not particularly be strong, but they're selling a lot of things to eBay because they, like I said, they do have to ship to eBay faster than they have to ship to their own customers. Here's this Colin Sexton we talked about. This actually sold via COMC auction. Again, numbered 1 of 10. It's a shadow box signatures from Immaculate. I paid $55 for it. I sold it for $143. This one's a cool one. This one I really gambled on. Took 11 days to sell this Cassius Clay stamp, Muhammad Ali. Weird stuff is really getting popular right now. And this isn't a card, this is a stamp. I paid $25 for it. I bought it on the 13th of February. I sold it on the 24th for $125. Close to $95 profit right there. This one, I'm pretty sure it was a misprice by the seller. Jordan Love auto from Obsidian. I believe it's numbered to 150. Again, paid $15 for it. Sold it 3 days later for $100. This one I actually feel bad about right now. This is a Jay-Z quote-unquote rookie card. This is from 2005-2006 Topps first row, and this is a gold numbered to 100. I honestly think that this could be like a $500 or $600 card, either right now or very, very soon. But I bought it on COMC's website for $22. I sold it for $100. I don't feel good about that. It sold in 17 days. I don't feel good about that. I want to keep that. I would rather keep that, rather. Have a couple Juan Sotos here, $63 to $90 on those. This Kobe Bryant, I took some quick $15 profit on there, or $10 profit on this card. I actually think it's cool. But again, if I wanted to ship this to myself, I can't get it for 4 months, so there's no point. Player I'm not even too familiar with, Miscellaneous, first Bowman Chrome to 150. Just felt undervalued. It's a Yankees prospect, first Chrome blue auto for $10. Bought it, resold it for $66.50 after fee. Jaren Jackson Jr. made $11 on this one. I knew there was just a little bit of meat left on the bone. I thought about keeping this one, but again, I can't get it in a timely manner. This Diamond Icons Tim Lincecum. So I paid $25. I sold it for $50. This Tim Duncan refractor, and this is from 0607 Chrome, $5 to $47. You can just see, there's huge ROI right here. These beautiful 0506 52 style blue refractor Vince Carter, $14 to $47. This Jordan, $27 to $47. The list just goes on. Just some crazy, crazy ROI flips. Cards that people aren't even really looking at to flip. Perfect example, 2019 Spectra signature is marbled for Andy Dalton, right? Who's going to flip an Andy Dalton card? Well, a card to 4 for $10 is 1 of 4. Yeah, sure, I flipped that to 42. Sure. It took some easy profit on this Tatis, taking it from 19 to 38. This Luca premium stock, 25 to 38 on a silver. Just seemed like some meat left on the bone there. Ken Griffey Jr. stamped from 18 to 38. You can just kind of see that I'm really in that wheelhouse. $5 to $36 on this Fanatics Green Ice Jalen Noel. This James Wiseman, 24 to 36. You see, I play in that 20 to 30 range a lot, right? I find a lot of value there. Spectacular performances, Shaq. I don't know what the seller was thinking, pricing this card out at $3. But I flipped it up to 34. Patty Mahomes, 13.50 to 33. Drew Brees from limited, $9 to $33. Terrence Ross from the first year of Prism. Greens were retail only that year. These are actually rarer than silver Prisms. $10 to $33. More money off our Juan Soto dude. Took my $3 profit on this one. Didn't feel good about it. So I took an offer on it. I let somebody else flip it. Knew there was some easy money right here. 0809 Topps Chrome Orange, Dennis Rodman. One of the best years of Topps in terms of set design. Bought it for $2. I flipped it for $28. Took some easy profit on a DK and Russell, a true National Treasures duel, 10 to 28. 15 to 28 on an Andre the Giant card because, all this weird stuff is getting popular. Another good example of a weird thing. 85-86 Topps box bottom, $1.25 to $28.26. Took some easy money on a Nick Solak going from $9.74 to $24. MPJ from Opulence, just a super high-end set, going from, where'd we go, 10 to 22 on that one. Took some easy money on a certified Brady during the Super Bowl run. Bought it for $15, sold it for $22, and the list goes on. There's some more Bradys. I actually lost money on some Pokemon. I thought this one could go for more at auction because it's a first edition. Turns out I bought it for $25 and I sold it for $21.50. So actually lost some money. Some weird stuff down here as we get down to the bottom. A Johnny Bananas gold refractor from Topps, Allen and Ginter. Like, who would flip this? I would flip it from 8 to 19. I would flip a Jeff Saturday from 8 to 19 too because Jeff Saturday does not sign too many cards and he is a big fan favorite. Flip this card after the Super Bowl, $15 up to $19. Taking some quick profit. 6 to 19 on this old Chris Bosh Bowman. $7 to $17 on this Tyler Lockett. Scottie Pippen, 9 to 17. 7 to 17 on a Ndamukong Suh National Treasures patch. Casey Opala, 9 to 17. 10 to 17 on a Kevin Durant. Van Vliet, 12 to 17. And we get down here, I flipped 90 cards all in all. Just more of the same, made some money on a numbered Lucas Semenic, made some money on a pink Tyler Hero. I'm not seeing any big totals down here. So these are all very similar, all within my wheelhouse of turning a $1 card into an $11 card on like an Illusion Starlight, which is a rare parallel. So yeah, just getting a little bit of money. I'm looking for some bigger sales here, and I'm not seeing anything too big. These are all kind of my smaller sales. Again, going back to that Chrome Allen and Ginter set, Larry Doby, $2 to $6. It's a triple up, so if I find a card like that, why would I not do that? Same with this Ricky Williams Power Purple. $2 to $6, I'm making triple my money. Sure, why would I not do that? All the way down to a Devers, $1 to $2.29. So that's my sales. Let's go ahead now. I want to get into the dirty, which is the spreadsheet. So like I said last month, one of the best things about COMC is that they make it very accessible for you to see all of the data from your cards purchased and cards sold in the form of these downloadable spreadsheets. When you see them at first, it is a little overwhelming, but after you take a look and you figure out what you're looking at, you're able to sort these columns and you're able to parse out data that you might not want, and you can just take a look and see everything that you sold. You can get a good sense of where all your money came in and a good sense of what your ROI was for the month. And so that's what I've done. I've highlighted these two columns. This one right here is the purchase price for all of the cards that I bought, because everything that I'm selling on COMC are cards that I bought, not cards that I submitted. And then right here I've highlighted in green the amount that I received after the transaction fee. Now COMC does take a 5% transaction fee on every item. So that's where you see, the sale price is, the price that the buyer paid, and then the credit is less that 5%. So that's what got deposited into my account after the sale. So we've talked about a lot of these cards. I showed you guys a lot of pictures of these cards. So I'm just going to scroll to the bottom. Sold 90 some odd cards all in all. The total sales from those, the total credit that I received back to my account after everything was said and done was $3,575. The total amount that those cards cost me that I sold was $1,464 for a total profit in February of $2,111. And this was much higher than last month. Obviously, the total profit for the month of February was actually higher than my total sales in January. So this was a very big month for me, and it was really led by the gamble on the Juan Soto card. It was really led in that $20 to $30 range, taking those 50% profits. But up, you can see some of those huge cards that I showed you on the previous page. The 300 to 800, the $10 Jordan up to 200, the Jordan Love $10 to $100. Those really were factors that led to this really high return on return margin right here. Putting in 1,400 and getting 3,500 back, close to over double my investment. It's almost 150% of my investment. I will say the Juan Soto in particular was a very big gamble, because at the time when I had bought that card, it left me with about $170 in COMC store credit. And had that card not sold right away, there could have been a chance that I would have ran out of funds on COMC to continue buying cards to flip. I would have had to wait for that card to sell or lower the price. I was going to keep lowering the price of the Soto until it sold. I thought there was no way it would sell for less. Like, I thought that if I priced it at 500, it would sell immediately. I didn't know that it would sell immediately at 900. That was just a gamble as to what I thought the card could be worth, what I thought somebody would be willing to pay very quickly. But I was prepared to make it 850 the next day, 800 the following day, because like I've talked about in the past on this this flip challenge, for me, my goal is to get in and get out. Right now I'm trying to accumulate cards in my portfolio. I'm trying to just get these quick flips. I'm very happy with the $20 to $32 flips. Those feel really good to me to get, just sell cards very quickly. I don't want to be sitting on cards for a long time. I don't want to have stale inventory in my portfolio cards. I just don't want cards to sit. So my strategy going into next month, I'm going to look at all the cards that I currently have for sale. I'm going to reprice some of those lower, some of the ones that I bought in January that haven't sold yet. Because like I said, the name of the game, I don't want to keep stale inventory. I buy cards because I think that there are potentials for quick flips, or that there's meat left on the bone, if you will. And I just don't want to get stuck with some cards. But let's go over to my portfolio right now. Like I said, I have about $1,200 on COMC credit right now, $1,275 actually. So all of the cards that I'm about to show you are essentially free to me right now. So we're playing with house money right now. So here's my portfolio as it stands right now. And so to wrap up the video, here's a snapshot of my current portfolio as it stands when I'm recording this video on March 1st. So to talk a little bit about this, I'm not going to talk about the prices that I paid for these cards until after they sold. But I will show you some of these cards. Like I said, I have a balance right now of over $1,000. So all of these cards are essentially free right now. Just been doing extremely well in this flip challenge, a lot better than I thought in the first 2 months. So this Tatis I bought just a few days ago, and I was very happy with the price that I paid for it. I believe in having like I don't know what you want to call it, like a showcase card or like a cornerstone card for a COMC portfolio, a card that's going to bring attention to your portfolio. And so this is kind of my cornerstone card, my one high-end card that I have right now. Again, I like those, I think you're going to see in this shot a lot of those $30 to $50 cards, $20 to $50 cards. I don't have too many cards over 100 in my portfolio, simply because I like to play. I think my bread and butter right now is that $10 to $40 range. But I want to have one card, one very nice card in my portfolio at all times. Right now it's this Tatis. Again, like I talked about, Tatis and Soto, two of the easiest guys to make money on right now. If you're, very safe bets, especially in spring training. This Brady, I kind of think that I might get stuck taking a loss on it. I bought it during the Super Bowl, and then I noticed that the centering on this card is particularly atrocious. So I think I might actually take a slight L. I love this cracked ice. I love the team color, but I don't think I'm going to get what I want for that card. This Kendrick Nunn debut to 11 I got at a really great price. It's a first off the line pink swirl. This cool DK. I think there might be like a condition note on this DK. Maybe not. Looks clean. I don't know why I thought there was a condition note, but just a hometown favorite guy I really like. This Michael Jordan, I again got at a really good price before Jordan stuff started to get crazy. It's a 9. It's a hologram from 91-92 Upper Deck. I saw some like PSA 9s selling and going up in value, so I took a flyer on that. I think this is really cool. This is a Taco Fall patch booklet from Opulence. Again, Opulence, that high-end set that I've talked about. Don Mattingly, purple to 10. Another Kendrick Nunn to 49. Obviously, I'm big on Kendrick Nunn. I've talked about this earlier in the video. Just like this weird stuff right now, this Luke Skywalker from Wonder Bread. It's a PSA 4, but it's from 1977, so it's very, very old. I'm in it for not too much money, so I think I can make some money on it. Here's one that I think is a sleeper for baseball for me. Hunter Renfroe is now on the Red Sox after spending a year in Tampa Bay, and he had kind of an off year last year. I think he only had like 150 at bats. He's projected to hit about 25 home runs. He's only going to hit about 225, but he's now playing in a huge market as Boston. This is a 2017 Topps Black to 66. So I'm actually only in this for a very fractional amount of what I'm asking on it. Kevin Knox, I'm probably going to lose some money on that one. Steph Curry, Premier Select Silver, just a good card to have some money parked in. Baron Laura, first refractor, sure. This card is actually really cool. I want to highlight this one. This is a 2020 Topps Independence Day Chris Bryant. Maybe some people wouldn't think very much of a card like that, but something that I found cool is it's an Independence Day card, and it's numbered 17 out of 76, 1776. So it's something that I just thought was really, really cool. And if I have to keep that card forever, I'm okay with that. Easy money right here on this Bo Bichette. I have some just some 1920 Prism, not the best names. Frankie Lindor now on the Mets. I think that's an easy flip for me. Some rare Shaq to 25. I have an AI. You can kind of see kind of what I'm doing here. I have a PSA 10 Griffey that I'm not in for too much. 12-13 Marc Gasol, now with the Lakers, so I figured that might sell. Trying to get some easy money on a LeBron from Hoops Premium stock. Older Brady stuff always does well. You can see a lot of Brady in my port. A lot of weird stuff. This Carlos Boozer to 10. It's Carlos Boozer, so it's not a great name by any stretch of the imagination, but I have both Boozer and the West. Those are just numbered to 10. And that's a trend that you'll see in my portfolio. I also have a Kenny Golladay to 10. I have a Sabonis auto to 49, which I'm not sure why it hasn't sold yet. More weird stuff right here with the Gohan from Dragon Ball Universe. Just thought that card looked really cool. More Griffey. Weird stuff right here. Pamela Anderson from Barbed Wire movie promo 1996. Everything from the 90s is really weird right now. I'm selling... You've seen some sales of some weird stuff. The Cassius Clay, perfect example. I just thought there was maybe some money here. Some third year Brady on the debut. Some more Brady. Russ, this is a 2020 Prism. I think I got this for just an absolute steal. So you can see these are kind of some cards in my portfolio. More of that Spectra, Celestial stuff. Kluber auto, Bill Romanowski. You can kind of see the trend. I like just weird stuff that there's not too many of on COMC. Get out the way Zion. I think I might lose some money on that one because I've had it for a while. More Steph Curry stuff. I don't really want to get into the second page, but you can see a lot of the names are repeating. Actually, if you look over here, you can see I have 8 Brady of the 200 cards that I have for sale. But you can just see there's just a trend. I like to really hone in on the weird stuff. That Joshua Kelly's still there. Definitely probably not going to sell that by the end of the year. I like to hone in on stuff there's only one copy of on COMC, so I don't have any competition. That's really where it's at for me. I don't think anybody else is going to submit another Derek Dietrich to 50 on the 2020 Mother's Day Pink. And I know that there are a lot of set collectors. So maybe there's no super collectors of Derek Dietrich, but there are set collectors of Topps who go for every parallel. Maybe somebody's trying to put together the entire Mother's Day Pink set. Because there's a lot of people who do that. So that's why I would buy a card like that. A lot of people ask me, I get on Twitter, hey, you should do a video talking about what cards you're looking for to flip on COMC. And for me, it's really tough to do that. There's just so much information like that Juan Soto, going back to the Juan Soto Pro debut, where I just see it and I know it's undervalued. And that's stuff that you really can't explain. And that's kind of how I have this portfolio of just random stuff that I've bought that I felt was underpriced. If I'm asking these prices, that means I paid less. Not necessarily. Some of them I think I might make a lot of money on. Some I think that I might make a little money on. And like I said, I'm looking for that $10 to $40 range, but I'm not I'll definitely flip a $1 card to $3. Like it's all profit in the end, right? Perfect example. This Paul Goldschmidt Topps Chrome Black, 4 cards per box in there. So this is a limited set, even though it's non-numbered. Bought it for $1. I know I'm gonna be able to get $2.50 for that card at some point. So that's kind of just an overview of my portfolio before we get on out of here. I'll keep doing these videos at the start of every month. That's the plan. Now, going into the month of March, I don't expect it to be as crazy as the month of February. I think a realistic goal this month would be to end somewhere between $2,500 and $3,000 in sales. I would be very happy with that. Obviously, the Soto was a big outlier, a huge sale right there, and a huge amount of profit. Cards like that just don't fall into your lap every month like that one did. But I'm going to keep grinding. Baseball season is starting, so I think I'm going to be shifting my focus a little bit from basketball, where you see I have a lot of basketball right now. Start shifting my focus over to baseball. Some of the guys I like, the Renfroes, 29 years old, Renfro, he could have a great year for Boston, and I hope so, because then I can look back on this video in a few months. But just trying to take my profits on the Bichettes of the world, the Sotos of the world. 2021 products will start hitting COMC in a few weeks. Their processing is very, very far behind right now. So as 2021 baseball products start rolling in, I'll start looking to hone in on some of those rookies, some of the key rookies, and try to get some easy profits there as well. Now that I have some COMC store credit, I might start dabbling with buying their auctions and then trying to resell them on COMC, because that's something that you can do. If you can buy auctions that are being sold on eBay by COMC with store credit, and then have it transferred to your COMC portfolio. So there is some cool stuff that I can do now that I'm kind of into this challenge, now that I have a good amount of inventory and a good amount of store credit. So I'm pretty happy with where we're at right now. That is going to do it for this video. If you enjoy content like this, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're new here. Love to have you stay. We do a lot of trading card openings, but this is the once per month COMC Flip Challenge update that I'm going to be doing all year long. At the end of the year, we're going to see how much money I can make, how many cards I can accumulate, and we're just going to see where it goes and where it might go next year in 2022. That's going to do it for me today. Take care, stay safe, and we'll catch you next time on Down the Road.